Why are some women remembered for years, even after a brief encounter, while others are forgotten the very next day? It's not about the outfit, the perfect hair, or even a sharp wit. It's about the energy you leave in the space. It's something that can't be faked. Today, we'll dive deep into psychology and reveal 10 psychological mindsets that will make your presence absolutely unforgettable to a man. This isn't about manipulation, it's about profound authenticity. Ready? Let's go. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if this topic interests you. Mindset 1. I am the mirror of his soul, not just a reflection. Many women mistakenly believe that to be liked, they must become a reflection of the man, loving the same sports, listening to the same music. But this is the path to becoming merely convenient. An unforgettable woman is not a copy. She is a mirror. Within every man's soul is an unconscious image of femininity, sensuality, and intuition. When you live in alignment with your authentic nature, you inevitably touch these deep chords. You don't try to guess who you should be. You simply are. And in this authenticity, he sees not you conforming, but something deeply familiar, something native to his own soul. Example: Sarah doesn't pretend to love football like her partner Mike. Instead, during a quiet evening, she enthusiastically shares her passion for astronomy, showing him photographs of nebulas she's taken. Mike, who always secretly loved the stars but never made time for it, sees in her not a copy of himself, but a reflection of a dreamy, curious part of his own soul he had forgotten. He is captivated by her world, not by how well she fits into his. Mindset 2. My shadow is my strength. Each of us has traits we hide because we deem them bad: anger, vulnerability, ambition, fear. A woman who tries to be perpetually sunny and convenient is flat and uninteresting. She wears only a social mask. The unforgettable woman has embraced her shadow sides. She isn't afraid to show her vulnerability. She acknowledges her anger. She allows herself to be imperfect. And it is this complexity, this depth, that makes her real and incredibly compelling. She is captivating in her honesty. Example: Jessica and Tom are discussing her failed work project. Instead of saying, "Oh, it's fine, I'll handle it," Jessica admits, "Honestly, I'm really disappointed and even a little angry at myself for missing that detail. I feel like I let the team down." By revealing her vulnerability and disappointment instead of a mask of perfection, she becomes more real and relatable to Tom. He feels that he too can be imperfect around her. Type the word strength in the comments if you are also learning to embrace your shadow sides. Mindset 3. I am a separate galaxy, not a satellite. This is the key to establishing yourself as a complete, whole person. A woman who desperately seeks someone to fill her emptiness transmits an energy of neediness. A woman who is on a path of self-discovery has her own center of gravity. She has her own interests, her own dreams, her own life that was there before him and will be thereafter. She doesn't demand that he become the center of her universe because she is her own universe. And it is this self-sufficient galaxy that he wants to touch and explore, but can never fully conquer. Example: When David asks Emily what she's doing this weekend, she doesn't say, "I don't know, what are we doing?" Instead, she replies, "I have my pottery class Saturday morning, and then I'm going to a gallery opening with a friend in the afternoon. I'm free Sunday if you want to plan something together." Her life is full and engaging on its own, which makes the opportunity to join it a privilege, not an obligation. Mindset 4. I am not afraid of silence. In our world, everyone tries to fill pauses with words, jokes, or busyness. The unforgettable woman is comfortable in silence. Her stillness is not awkward, it is full. It is a silence in which a man can hear himself. Her calm presence doesn't demand constant proof or entertainment. She creates a safe space where he can simply be. And that feeling of peace alongside her is what he will keep coming back for. Example: After a long, stressful workday, Mark comes home and simply sits silently on the couch. Chloe sits next to him, places a hand on his shoulder, and says nothing. She doesn't bombard him with "what's wrong" questions or try to cheer him up. They simply sit in a comfortable quiet for 10 minutes. This shared, peaceful space recharges him more effectively than any conversation could.
Mindset 5. My value is not negotiable. A woman whose self-esteem depends on male attention is constantly anxious. She bargains for love, trying to earn it with good deeds or a perfect appearance. The unforgettable woman knows that her value is unconditional. She has a solid inner core. She doesn't seek external validation because she is the source of her own strength. And a man subconsciously senses she cannot be devalued because she knows her own worth. Example: Brian casually mentions that his ex-girlfriend was a marathon runner. A week later, he asks Olivia if she likes to run. Instead of immediately signing up for a race to impress him, Olivia laughs and says, "Oh God, no. I'd rather read a book for 3 hours. Running is definitely not my thing." She does not treat his preferences as a test she needs to pass. Her value does not depend on whether she can be athletic for him. Type the word value in the comments if this resonates with you. Mindset 6. I see him, not his mask. Every man wears a mask of success, strength, and confidence. Most people only interact with these masks. The unforgettable woman has the capacity to see what lies beneath: his doubts, his dreams, his inner boy. She listens not only to what he says, but also to what he doesn't. She creates a space where he can take off his armor and not fear judgment. This level of emotional intimacy forges a bond that cannot be broken. Mindset 7. My energy is creative, not destructive. A woman who radiates positive energy is not draining, she is replenishing. She is not about jealousy, control, or drama. She is about inspiration. Next to her, he wants to become a better version of himself, not because she forces him, but because her own light awakens the light within him. She is his muse, not his warden. Example: Daniel had been talking for months about wanting to build a bookshelf, but never started. Instead of nagging him with, "Are you ever going to build that shelf?" Rachel one day simply clears a space in the garage and says, "I thought this would be a great spot for your workshop when you're ready to start your project." Her supportive, non-pressuring energy inspires him to finally go buy the materials that same weekend. Mindset 8. I don't explain my magic. This woman doesn't try to logically explain her intuition, her feelings, or her sudden impulses. She trusts the inner voice that comes from the depths of her soul. She might suddenly want to drive to the forest or start painting without seeking rational reasons. This irrationality, this mystery, is part of her allure. She is like nature. She can be felt, but never fully understood. Example: One sunny day, Megan suddenly tells Chris, "Let's cancel our restaurant reservation and drive to the coast to watch the sunset." Chris asks why. Megan just smiles and says, "I don't know, I just feel like we need to see the ocean today." This spontaneous, illogical impulse leads to one of their most memorable evenings. He is drawn to her ability to follow a feeling, not just a plan. Type magic if you allow yourself to be irrational. Mindset 9. I am not afraid of depth. Surface-level relationships can be had with anyone, but the unforgettable one is the woman with whom one can talk about everything: the fear of death, the meaning of life, childhood traumas, and the most cherished dreams. She is not afraid of his dark sides because she is familiar with her own. She does not run from difficult subjects because she knows that true intimacy is born in those depths. She is a partner for the soul, not just for pleasant pastimes. Example: Late one evening, James quietly mentions his strained relationship with his father. Many would change the subject to something lighter, but Samantha asks, "What was the hardest part of that for you as a child?" She doesn't shy away from the painful topic. Her willingness to enter that deep, vulnerable space with him creates a bond of incredible trust. Mindset 10. I leave a mark on his soul, not just his memory. Ultimately, being unforgettable is not a set of techniques. It is a state of being. This is a woman who lives in harmony with herself, a whole person. She doesn't try to be unforgettable. She simply is. Her laugh, her gaze, her composure, her trust in life, all of it leaves not just a memory, but a subtle, energetic mark. She changes something in his inner world simply by being herself, and that is why she is impossible to forget. Example: years after they broke up, Jacob can't recall one specific thing about Maria. Instead, he remembers the feeling, a sense of profound peace and complete acceptance when he was next to her. She taught him to appreciate quiet moments and be kinder to himself, not by lecturing, but simply by how she lived. Her presence fundamentally changed him for the better. Ultimately, being unforgettable is not a goal. It's the result of deep self-love and respect. This is the journey I invite each of you to take. If this video was valuable to you, please hit the like button. It helps it reach more viewers. Subscribe to our channel to continue this amazing journey back to yourself. And be sure to share in the comments which mindset resonated with you the most. Thank you for watching, and remember, the most important relationship in your life is the one you have with yourself. Until next time.